Hey there, welcome back to another NMA Spotlight video. I am so excited to be able to bring this conversation to you. So many of you have reached out in different forums and said, Mac, I love when you have these conversations because it helps me to feel connected to leaders across the globe who are also dealing with the similar challenges that I have. And so I don't feel so alone. And that's exactly why I bring these conversations to you, because I want you to know that no matter where you are in the world, we all deal with the same common people challenges, or people management challenges, I should say. So I love being able to bring this to you. Now, today I am talking to one of my students, Jeff. And Jeff, much like myself, would consider himself to be an introvert. And when he started off in management, he had some doubts. Now, in this conversation, what I ended up doing was taking Jeff back in the Wayback Machine a little bit and talking to him about our very first conversation that we had. So when he booked a call with me to learn more about NMA, I talked to him about where were you at? What were your thoughts? Because I remember actually in his application reading that he said, I don't know if NMA is for me. And so in this conversation, I asked him, I said, hey, what were your, why did you think that NMA wasn't for you? Talk to me a little bit about where your headspace was when you applied to the program. And it's just so interesting to hear his perspective and to hear where his challenge and thoughts came from, but then also to see him on the other side and what the results ended up being for him. And so I'm really excited to bring you this conversation. So as always, when I have these conversations, I want you to grab a beverage of choice, pull up a comfy seat, and let's dive in. Well, hello there, Jeff. I am so excited to be able to dive into this conversation with you. I truly feel like you're going to bring such a different perspective to the table that we haven't had on the channel before. And so I'm really excited for you to be able to share your journey, your story, your wins, because I have a feeling that a lot of managers watching this video are going to really and truly relate to your entire journey. So thank you so much for being willing to be here with me today.
You're welcome, Mac, and thank you for having me.
I'm so excited. All right, so let's start, let's say at the beginning. Would you be willing to tell us a little bit about your journey when you first became a manager?
Yeah, I'll be happy to do that. So my journey, just as a person, I've always been inclined to help and to encourage others towards a common goal, just kind of bring out the best in people. Over my professional career, 30 years in health and technology, I wore many different hats from sales, marketing, um, even some managerial positions. And in my recent role, uh, I am a manager, so that's why I'm in your program. But I basically I wanted to make a difference in the organization, and so there was an opportunity that came up, and so I seized that opportunity, just so that I can make a difference and bring a positive try to increase the positivity within the team and within the department. I just wanted to make that organizational impact for the team because we have such great people.
Yeah.
And so that's the journey that I've been on through the NMA program.
So good. Yeah. I can definitely see that you are the type of person that took the role because you want to make a difference. It's very evident in a lot of the decisions that you've made for the team, but also for yourself. So I can definitely see that you've been living through that. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So the other day, and we were talking about this a little bit offline before we jumped on to recording this call, but the other day I was actually looking back at your decision call notes, like the application that you sent in when we had that decision call with one another. And
Hmm.
you had honestly, a laundry list of things that you wanted to accomplish. Look at him laughing already. You had a pretty long list. I think you said 12 things. It was a
Yeah.
total, yeah, 12 things that you wanted to accomplish in terms of goals. Personally, when I read that, Jeff, I absolutely loved it because I love people that know exactly what they want. So I
Hmm.
remember reading it and thinking, oh, this guy's going to be awesome to work with. I hope it's a good fit. I really hope it's a good fit. But one of the things that you put in the decision call note that I thought was interesting, Jeff, was that you weren't sure. And let me just double check here the way that you said it. Yeah, you said you weren't sure that this was going to be the program for you.
Um, I'd love to hear like what you were thinking when you said that because I'm wondering if perhaps there's other people who are sitting on the fence about joining NMA that might have a similar thought as you.
Sure. So when I submitted my application for the NMA program, I was, like you said, I did have a laundry list of things that I wanted because it was very important to me, and I was very particular and specific
Yes.
for what I felt that I needed for success.
Right.
And I watched several different management and leadership videos on YouTube. I looked at different programs like online professional leadership programs.
Yeah.
So, as you noted, it was very, I was very particular in terms of what I wanted. It was important. It was important to me to find a leader who could guide me and help me address those concerns. And I wanted to work with someone whose leadership style that I admired from a sense that they've been there, done it, got the T-shirt.
Mm,
So that was important to me. And then I wanted to work directly with the person in the program, whichever program that I chose. And when I had my initial interview with you, one way back when,
way
you
back.
said something uh, that resonated with me, and you said something along the lines that I needed to work on my language or my communication, and in terms of being a manager and how to speak. And I knew that I wanted to become a better leader, and so I made the decision uh, to sign up for your program at that time because I knew that without it I wouldn't have the success. And I, looking back over my career and a lot of the different roles that I had, I knew that um, I have never had that professional leadership management training. And so that was kind of a key thing that was missing. And that's why it was so important that I made a good decision or the best decision that I could at that time. And I feel very strongly that that was the best decision for me in my role.
So I think what I'm hearing then, Jeff, is that initially you weren't sure this was the program for you because you were doing some research, just trying to figure out like who's going to be the right fit, who's the person that's actually done this before. I love how you said it. You said the t-shirt. How did you say that? Who's I like
Been
that.
there, done that, got the T-shirt.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna use that. Can I steal that?
You can. I stole it from someone else, so
Oh, did you?
there's nothing new under the sun. So please
Been
rinse and
there, done
repeat.
that, got the t-shirt. I love that. I love that. That's so cool. So then I guess what I'm hearing then as well is that you felt like after the call that we were a good fit, and that's essentially why you decided to sign up.
Yeah, I felt that it was the best option for me
Got it.
because you were very relatable. I felt like a lot of the things that you experience in your when you were a manager versus a management coach, there are probably a lot of things that you had to um, overcome or different challenges that you had that was very relatable to me. And so that is one of the things, the primary thing is the reason why I decided to join your program.
Nice. I'm so glad
Yes.
you did. It has
Yes.
been such an honor to watch you grow. So, what would you say then, Jeff, or how has this program helped you meet your goals? And what's the best part about achieving that type of success?
That's not a very easy question to answer because there is so much value in terms of the different things that you make available to the managers and different leaders in the NMA program. But for me, I would say a couple of things. One is that the program really helped me understand and define what my role is as a manager.
Mm,
Because you get your job description, you read it, you see what it is, you understand. But the NMA program takes it beyond that. It basically helps you. understand the task and the responsibilities that you have to deal with and the challenges that you're going to face. And you provide the um, tools to help new leaders, new managers basically understand what their leadership style is, and then you help them develop that leadership style. And for me, that has been a big value. um, I learned a lot about my leadership style. My leadership style is that I'm a democratic leader. I work with the team to make decisions, but when push comes to shove, very directive and make declarations in terms of how the team needs to move to get things done. And so the program really helps a person hone in on their skills, their leadership style. And then secondly, I would say the program really helped me uh, get a deep um, understanding and awareness of myself. You took us through a lot of different, um, I guess, testing, like the uh, this personality test. There are other personality profiles and things like that that you help balance and help us understand, or help leaders understand what their strengths are. And so, with understanding myself as a leader, that really helped boost my competence and my confidence
Yeah.
uh, as a leader. And so I've become very I should say stronger in those areas with competence as well as confidence. And basically, it allows me to just bring my cool, calm demeanor to the table and
Yeah.
just lead people, not by force or fear, but able to lead them out of compassion. And that in itself is very strong, and it makes the something that the team, the department, and the organization can appreciate and understand.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So proud of you. So proud of you. Ah, this is so good. Thank you so much for having this conversation. Yeah, I didn't like this is the first time I'm hearing this. So it's surreal to hear him say these things. And okay, so here's the thing. Before we hit the record button, we were talking about your laundry list, right? That there was like 12 or so things. Out of those
Yes.
things, how many of those goals did you achieve?
I think there are 12 on the list. I achieved 10 of them. And that list it wasn't an easy list. I mean, I had some pretty I had some pretty tall, I should say, some very ambitious goals on it.
But you accomplished 10. That's
Yes,
amazing. I'm so
yes.
proud. That goes to show, I think that what that is a manifestation of the hard work that you've put in.
Thank you.
It really is, because you really dug in your heels and you got to work right away. Right away. It was really good. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so
Very much.
sometimes, Jeff, I get on calls with managers, kind of like the interview that we did together.
Right.
And, sometimes people will say things like, you know what, Mac, I'm learning so much already from your YouTube content. Like, I cannot imagine I'm going to get that much more from your program, from NMA. Of course, I know that's not true, right? Like, I know that if
Right.
they just take that next step, they're going to get so much more. But I'm curious to hear from like your perspective, what you think the difference is between just the content that I put out on YouTube versus the content within the program and the support within the program.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty easy answer. So, compared to what is on YouTube, to compare it to what's actually in the program where we sit, amongst our peers every week, I would say I would say to someone who's like sitting on the fence, I would think about it like you go to a restaurant and it's your favorite restaurant, and you go back week after week, but you just order the appetizer and then you leave. The program is more like the full course meal. So you get the appetizer, you get the main course, you get the dessert, and your after dinner beverage.
Love it.
So it's really nice. And I say that because you actually sit at the table with your peers week after week. You hear, with no filter, what some of the challenges, what some of the struggles are with leading, managing others. You also hear the wins and the accomplishments from your peers, and you get key insights as to how others do what they do to be successful. And I think that's priceless.
Mhm. Mhm. I can see it's funny that you say that with, just the key insights, because I can sometimes see the steam coming out of everybody's head, like when they're listening intently to like all the different stories. I can tell that you guys are really like taking it all in and putting all these insights
Mhm.
into your back pocket for just in case you need to use it one day, which usually you do,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few times. I know the first few months of the program when I was in the different weekly sessions,
Yeah.
I was just like so enamored and felt that the other leaders, they spoke so eloquently and with such confidence and direction and how they were going to deal with problems. And I'm like, I'm not there yet, but I would sit back and I would just listen because was a lot to learn from the other leaders, and just sitting back listening. I was able to, even though I didn't have that particular challenge at that time, I was able to draw on that at a later time, and for me, that was a lot of value.
Wow,
So yeah,
for sure.
definitely, yeah, definitely. There's things I haven't had to deal with yet, but when the situation does come up, it's nice to know that I'm ready to deal with it. So that's part of being prepared. I love that.
So good. To your point about the fact that when you first jumped in, you felt like other people were speaking so eloquently. It's funny that you say that, Jeff, because I was just talking to Donette, and she reached out to me in Slack and said, Jeff is awesome. Like, because when you were talking about like what insights that she should think about as she's getting started, she was like, Jeff is awesome. Can I get his information? I was like, you can just send him a Slack in this channel. So now people are looking at you like that. Isn't that
Right,
interesting? Full circle, right? Once you like develop your confidence and like you said, your competence, now it's like other people are looking at you the way that you originally looked at other people. So
right.
so interesting to watch you guys grow and do that for each other. It's really great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't be or have the success where I am now without the NMA program.
Mhm.
So without the team and without you, Max. So it's truly a great program. It's has a lot of intrinsic value. Some of the intangibles are hard to describe. I know there's a lot of objective, information in terms of the frameworks and things. I think that's probably what Donette was referring to that I
Yeah.
shared.
Yeah.
But there are the subjective things that you can't get your hands wrapped around. But in
Mhm.
those moments, in those challenging situations in the organization that any person works in, you will have those things that will come up, and you want to be prepared.
So good. Thank you so much, Jeff, for this conversation. It was truly, truly like inspiring. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Oh, that was such a great conversation, wasn't it? Listen, Jeff, if you are watching today's video, I just want to say thank you so much for being part of the channel and sharing your wins and your perspective. It was great to have you. I'm really proud of you. And I got to tell you, we certainly miss you on the weekly calls. I mean, it is not the same flavor without you. Now, if you resonated with Jeff's experience and you want to hop off the struggle bus and just link arms with a coach and mentor that can help you through or help you navigate through these common people management concerns while at the same time achieving your goals, then I definitely want you to check out the New Manager Accelerator program and book a call with me using the link in the description box below. Because I got to tell you, the New Manager Accelerator is one of a kind. It is changing lives literally all over the globe. And when I say lives, I don't mean it just helps you to achieve your work goals. people as a result have like reached out and said to me, I hear this all the time from my students, it has helped me to become a better communicator at home and with my, my family. It's helped so much in my personal life, not just in my work life. And so if that's what you're looking for as well, is to have that like added benefit of not just becoming an impactful leader, but becoming just a much better human being, then definitely book a call with me using the link in the description box. All right, it was fantastic to be here with you again this week. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.